Good day. In this topic, we have to understand the basic statistical terms and distinguish whether a variable is quantitative or qualitative. First, let us define what is statistics. Statistics is a branch of mathematics that deals with the science of collection, organization, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data. If you notice, these 5 processes are also the processes that involves in doing a research paper. Statistics is divided into 2 types. Number 1, descriptive statistics, which uses the data to provide descriptions of the population either through numerical calculations or graphs or tables. The topics included here are frequency distribution table, measures of central tendency, which includes the mean, median, and mode, measures of variability or dispersion, which includes the range, variance, and standard deviation, and lastly, the normal distribution. The second type is the inferential statistics, which makes inferences and predictions about a population based on the sample taken from the population in question. In this type, we will discuss hypothesis testing, comparative analysis such as t-test, analysis of variance or ANOVA, and chi-square, correlation analysis such as Pearson-R, Spearman-Rho, and chi-square test of independence, and lastly, regression analysis. Let us also define some basic statistical terms. Population is the totality of the observation or respondents. This is designated by capital N. For example, the total number of students in LPU-Laguna is 3,500. Next is sample. Sample is the portion or part of the population. If the population is capital N, the sample is represented by small letter n. Example of this is the COEX students in LPU-Laguna, which is equal to 600. Other terms are parameter, which is a numerical characteristics of a population. Statistic, which is a numerical characteristic of a sample. Data. These are a set of facts or information under study. Constant pertains to the characteristics of a population or sample which makes them similar with each other. Example of this is when you are inside the classroom together with your classmates. What makes you similar with each other? Is it your age, gender, nationality? Of course, I am sure that the constant in all of you today is the course taken, which is mathematics in the modern world. Last term to be defined is the variable. Variable is the characteristics of the population or sample which makes them different from each other. This can also be called a data item. Example of this is when we go back inside the classroom together again with your classmates. What makes you different from each other? Well, of course, gender or sex, height, weight, your color preferences, and many more. There are several types of variables. Number 1, discrete variable is fixed or countable variable. Number 2, continuous variable, which is usually pertains to measurements. Number 3, dependent variable is the one that is affected by the independent variable. And lastly, independent variable is the one that affects the dependent variable. There are also classifications of variables. Qualitative variables are categorical variables. These are usually names, labels, and used for identification purposes. Example of these are gender or sex, birthday, cell phone number, educational attainment. Another is quantitative variables, which are numerical and measurements. Examples are age, height, weight, number of chairs, and many more. Sometimes the given is confusing to identify, especially if it is in number form, like telephone number, area code, and birthday. Alright, that's all for today. You may now answer the activity posted on LMS. Thank you and keep safe.